kitchen. My name is Lynn, and today I'm going to show you two of my favorite veggie burger recipes from my book, my cookbook, Plant-Based Recipes and Meal Options. And these can be made into burgers, patties, round balls that you can bake, and they're really good for sandwiches or just a regular burger. So the first one I'm going to show you is how easily you can put together the olive nut burger in the food processor. So the first thing we're going to add is a half a cup of chopped onion and 2 pressed garlic cloves. We're going to add 20 black olives, half a cup of walnuts, 1/4 a cup of nutritional yeast, two teaspoons of dried parsley, half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Then we have a tablespoons of Bragg's liquid amino. Then I have 1 cup of quick oats. And I have 2/3 a cup of unsweetened non-dairy milk. This is unsweetened soy milk. I'm going to pulse it just enough to combine. That's it. Then I'm going to scrape it into a bowl and let it rest for about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, so that the oats absorb the moisture, and it'll be ready to form into the burgers. So the second one I'm going to show you, I'm just going to leave that in there. Is another one that I made up. The olive nut burgers are on page 55, and the artichoke nut burgers are on page 56. So with this one, I have half a cup of raw cashew pieces. I didn't soak them. I'm just putting them in dry. 2 cloves of garlic, pressed. 1 can of artichoke hearts, quartered, drained. 1/4 a cup of nutritional yeast flakes. A teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of basil, and a teaspoon of Mrs. Dash lemon pepper seasoning. 2 teaspoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, 1 cup of quick oats, and 1/3 a cup of non-dairy milk. I'm going to do the same thing and just pulse it. Pulse it one more time. You just want the cashews to get broken up. You don't want to do it too long, or else it's going to get really smooth. So I'm going to put both of these in bowls here and let them rest for 10 minutes. I'm gonna clean this up and then show you the third recipe, which is one that I made up, which is really good. My grandkids like it, and it's sloppy joes on whole wheat buns. Okay, for the sloppy joe recipe, I have a large frying pan with 1 teaspoon of olive oil, I have a cup of chopped onion and 2 minced cloves of garlic, a cup of finely chopped, it says green bell pepper. I didn't have any, so I used red and orange. So I'm just going to saute these lightly. Okay, so these are soft, and I'm going to add 1 can of tomato sauce. This is no salt. 8-ounce can tomato sauce. A half a cup of ketchup. I use organic ketchup that's made with, has sugar in it, not corn syrup. Tablespoon of yellow mustard. I have some spicy brown mustard. You could use any kind of mustard. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Whoops, that's the apple cider vinegar. 1/4 cup of maple syrup. A tablespoon of chili powder and 1/2 teaspoon of Mrs. Dash lemon pepper seasoning. Then I'm going to add 2 cups, measuring cup, of Boca Burger crumbles. And I let these thaw. I keep them in the freezer. So I'm going to add 2 cups these. Trader Joe's has one that's called beefless ground. There's Beyond Meat, or there's the Boca Burger ones. You can try them all, see which one you like the best. So I'm going to let this simmer and all the flavors will blend. And in my recipe, I just say cook it about 10 minutes. It will thicken. And actually, I like it the next day because it seems like the flavors, the longer they're together, they blend together really well. So I'm just going to put this on low and let it simmer, and then I'll be back and we'll make the burgers. Okay, we're back and we're going to form the burgers. They're the mixture is very stiff. So I take a piece of parchment paper. You could use silicone mat, but I like the way that they come out on parchment paper because you're going to flip them over in the middle of cooking it. So my recipe makes 4. So I'm going to make 2 of each to show you. So I plop down 1/4 of the mixture. On the baking sheet. Then I have this really nice little contraption that's called a burger press. And what it does is presses it down. I put it over the top. I push down. I kind of twist. And it makes a perfect burger. This is a Cuisinart one. I have looked and looked for these because I don't know where I got it. A friend showed me, see how it makes a perfect form? That at Bed Bath & Beyond, they had a package with 2 of these and 2 different sizes. So I'll show you, you can make one that's a little bit bigger. This one has a little indentation on it, so when you press it down, you might want to flatten it out. I like to twist it because it's sticky, so it tends to come off easier. You can form these with your hands. You could make just a patty. You could use this and make little balls. You could make little ones. You could also form this and cook it in a frying pan with a little bit of oil. So I'm going to put these, I have the oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to put these in for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to turn them over and then cook them for another 12 minutes. And I will be back. I'm back to show you the cooked burgers. I cooked them one side for 15 minutes at 400 degrees, turned them over, and then cooked them on the other side for 12 minutes. So you can see they are very brown and crispy, and I like using the parchment paper because they tend not to stick to it more so than anything else. So what I'm going to do is show you some ideas for making a burger. I found these Sprouted Power hamburger buns at Natural Grocers. They are very high in fiber and a really nice bun. You can keep them in the freezer too to always have on hand. First of all, I think I'll show you the Sloppy Joe. So this recipe is for 4. So it's very thick, and you would just add whatever portion you want. You could toast the bun if you'd like. And there you have it, a Sloppy Joe. For the hamburgers, there are a lot of different options. I'll make one how I like it, and then I'll show you some other options. I like to use a little bit of Veggie. You could use mustard. I like the Veggie, a little organic ketchup, and I like this Veggie's kosher dill relish. I get this at Natural Grocers. I like a little bit of that. So this is the artichoke burger. I'm going to put on some tomato, some red onion, and spinach. And there you go. It goes really well with some no oil fries from my air fryer. And there you have a really nice lunch or meal. And the other one, you could use, instead of ketchup, you could use some of my spicy chili cheese sauce instead of ketchup, and put that on. I'm going to put it on both sides. You could use salsa. You could use sauteed mushrooms. So I'm going to add a little tomato on this one, a little red bell pepper, red onion, and some lettuce. And there we go. We have another option. Another thing is really good with the artichoke one. I really like my pesto sauce. So there you have it. You have a lot of different options. In my book, I have 4 different ones. I have an Indian spice burger also, in addition to the artichoke one and the olive one. So hopefully this was helpful. And it's the kind of thing where you can have like a burger bar and put all the things out, and everyone can add what they like on theirs. So hope you try this, and happy cooking.